It's going to be Zarya for Punk, interestingly, here, of course, instead of the normal Sigma.
Yeah, you know, double shield is usually an extremely strong setup where the Zarya, it allows your Reinhardt to play a little bit more aggressive, and Color Hex getting both supports at the beginning, that's going to allow Boston to get control.
Mira brings here, we know his Doomfist is incredible, and well, looks like the Echo ain't too shabby either. Fusions goes down early in the fight. Space is low though when Shaz tries to keep him alive, but Color Hex burst him before he had the chance to respond. Over the top, Birdring is going to be able to force Myunbong away, who received a brief shield from Punk. But the Gladiators have numbers. OG may fall here, but he's created a window now for Punk to be dropped.
Yeah, I mean, the Gladiators do pick up enough kills here where they should be able to take it, but it looks like Boston trying to get on here, stall this out a little bit longer. Fusion's going to have to back up. And I kind of agree with this. If you're going to play the Zarya, you got to get these close interactions. You got to force this right away.
You need to grab, Matt. That's what you need. Punk has it ready. Holds off though, and he's shattered as a result. Color Hex made the duplication, but still fell. Mira able to get a fire strike there as he copied the Reinhardt, and the Gladiators have an embarrassment of riches at which to leverage at the Uprising. Boston crumbled, and this Graviton...
They'll bring this one up top.
Punk, he's hungry, man. Goes for the Graviton early on here, and yet OG and Space go down. Paintbrush, he was around the corner when he tried to give the sound barrier. So only a couple players received it, and the only players that got that overshield were the ones that weren't engaged in the fight. Oh dear, not ideal. OG this time has to settle for very little when it comes to the Earth Shatter, but he gets himself a nano boost and a chance to get back in, but the Shatter comes away from Fusions. He lands it, OG drops, and Mira now on the left-hand side makes a focusing beam pick off on Myunbong. You cannot be serious.
Look, sometimes control, although it's out on a team that's having really poor performances, where I think if you start to see them perform better, you're going to see Jerry get a lot more love for it.
Focusing beams, both Sigmas go down. You see what the focus is for both rosters currently, but the follow-up is better for the Uprising. Infusions is having himself an excellent map, Matthew. 7 final blows, 3 deaths. And a good start here for Boston, who now return to the fray as Color Hex still tries to get in, but he'll be zoned out by Birdring on this left-hand side, who is looking for any sign of the winged creature. But that's another fat shatter from Fusions. It's 4, and the follow-up is so good. Color Hex gets in there with the sticky bombs, but Fusions now with 6 stuns from his ultimate to OG's 4, dominating in the Reinhardt battle.
Oh, that was a huge shatter.
As soon as Boston touched the ground and Birdring's Deadeye is unable to find any purchase, now he's hunting for Jerry. He's able to outrange the flashbang and win the quick draw fight. Once again, he can flank around. Here's a Gravitic Flux here, a little bit scary for OG. Drops low, Space even lower. Mira went to copy his Sigma and got slept. And OG now has to push forward with very little health left, but Fusions and Myunbong are out of the picture. Boston lose their front line and the vast majority of their healing. OG is able to be taken care of, brought back to health, and he's able to lead the charge in the cleanup.
And maybe back off a little bit, get some health, and then try and let Fusions get a big shatter.
Nano boost here, Birdring blown up! He's down! Mira now over the top, he's the one who gets the nano boost, and those sticky bombs look a lot scarier now, but Color Hex is also able to match him on the other side of the map. It's Space down. Color Hex looking over this situation as Boston are down to just 3 players, and Mira is cutting through them. It's an orbital lance. Limps, and it works. OG still has that shatter, but now he's suspended in midair, awaiting his fate. Down to 185, is still looking for a chance to ultimate. It goes into a shield. Now OG sheepishly has to back away. Color Hex was able to find Mira, and they're lacking a little bit of damage in the front line. Shaz, the slip dart is good though. Fusions is dropped. Shaz, though, also going to be taking a nap, and that's dangerous. Healing now is out of the picture for the time being. Birdring's able to equalize on the backside, but Jerry returns on the Doomfist. We're in overtime, and the Gladiators are running out of numbers. Mira trying to get a duplicate on his favorite hero, but he gets taken out of it immediately. It's going to be the focusing beam to remove him in the end. The paintbrush is knocked away from the point. The Boston Uprising set the flag.
Be able to get on the point and use that immortality field and just see if Jerry can get some shots in. And then you see that's why, I mean, you can't, like, Ashe is so much even better at doing that than McCree is. It's just a huge pickoff at first. OG lands a shatter, but he's going to get taken out as Boston has a good chance of taking the point.
Looked like OG would actually hit the killer on the side of the doorway, but Birdring comes in. The Ashe play, it's filthy! Birdring finds himself 3, and the D.Va's going to be desuited. He'll drop low, but be happily brought back up, and the Gladiators...
And both teams end up using the nano, so you won't have that in this fight, but Halo's going to get closer and closer towards this sound barrier as as a Rocket Barrage comes through, so just going to build up some more ultimates here. They end up using a Valkyrie out of this. Interesting. So when Birdring falls, I guess they feel like they're in a little bit of worry, even though...
Amplification Matrix pretty far back from the opening. Colorhex obviously is in no position to benefit from it, and he's trying to challenge an Echo Mercy, a Pharah Mercy combination, on his own. Myeonbong takes down OG though, and the Uprising have found the opening. Fusion sits on the point. Punk now on cleanup duty. He's going to deal with the rest of the back line. He'll get desuited for it, but he seems to be okay with that. Self-destruct. And he'll jump back in the mech and go once more. The Gladiators are trying to mount a comeback on the back of Mira, but he's too low to get anything done.
Yeah, and I try and get Jerry the bridge on McCree.
Fusions barrels himself through. Shatter, it's good. Paintbrush, OG knocked to the ground, and the former gets lit up by a fire strike. Now Jerry takes position behind that Reinhardt shield, trying to make something happen as Boston find yet another kill. Paintbrush is brought back, but the Gladiators are still working with only 5, and OG sheepishly tries to back away, but he is run down. Again, the Uprising use the Lucio speed to take the fight to the defenders, and the Gladiators now have a Brig and a D.Va to try and squeeze onto the point for some time, but fantastic shock trooper play there for the Uprising, Matt. The Gladiators, very little time to respond, even less time to get respawns back in. OG, cute Shatter tries to go the 180, finds Punk, but Color Hex painting the town red. And the Uprising have 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
Just putting enough damage into OG to keep his shield up and force him back.
That's all it does, though. OG's getting healing.
But Boston's got some big ultimates coming back if they can get in it. I mean, they're going to have a Bob here, but
no
Mirror
Bob
takes out Jerry. But it's going to be Color Hex turning into Sigma as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, 2 Sigmas and a Reinhardt on the enemy team. You don't expect to hit a Shatter this time around, but the Gladiators here are able to take them down via other methods. Mirror again finds 2, and he's looking extremely good on this Echo. Color Hex drops out of his own duplicate and hence is very vulnerable. The Gladiators do manage to bust their way through, and we'll have a nice little 3-minute extension to hit point B. But he's just trying to make sure he can actually see around the corner or on the balcony so he's not caught by surprise. Bob, he's on his way in. Well, they're not going to be, they're going to be trying to gun each other down for the time being. What is this, Mafia Warfare? Color Hex removed by the focusing beam though of Mira. And Birdring's Bob has been removed. The Uprising now sit a little bit safer with that extra player on their team, essentially. Mira wants to try and use the most of Sigma's zone control while he can. Paintbrush is down, the Mercy's missing for the Gladiators, and Mira's trying to get into the back line. He's put the Slink, though, out of duplicate. Now with extra damage available, he gets into fusions with the sticky bombs, but Myeonbong takes him down. Jerry now nano boosted on the point. The Uprising are able to push back here, and OG has to head for the hills.
Which potential?
The Gladiators forced to fight in close quarters right now makes them extra susceptible to the bounce and AoE from Punk on Sigma. He's going to step back on the point now. Color Hex has gone down. It's an opening now for the Gladiators. Gravitic Flux throws them up. Punk gets us in on the high ground, but Fusions was knocked down and damaged very badly. Birdring pole position now, very safe, and just needs to unload damage into the back line of the Uprising. Punk down, Color Hex going to try and replace him. It's an extra Sigma brought into the game, but the accretion whizzes past Birdring, and he's still primed to rock some damage down. OG now moves to the point. He's got Nerve Shatter. It is good enough. Color Hex knocked down. Fusions tries to go for one of his own. It was both Sigmas falling foul of Shatters. Focusing beam from Mira and Color Hex, but it's going to be Color Hex to fall a little bit later. The Gladiators now are in overtime, but they have the players, and they have themselves the points.
And that is, they finally got what I was talking about the entire time. Now is cut behind. Let's see if he can get a kill on OG. They're trying to burst OG down.
OG, great timing on the jump there, avoids most of the sticky bombs, and Myeonbong's immortality field is down, but Color Hex gets Mira. Focusing beam deals with the Pharah in space. Oh, he's off the map. This is a disaster for the Gladiators now, and Color Hex can easily make his way back into the fight. Birdring just got a face full of sticky bombs, but he's able to get rid of Myeonbong with the dynamite, and Color Hex has to hit the panic button. He copies the Winston now, but the rest of his team already gone, and he comes out of duplicate and gets a face full of rockets. They're going to come back with a sound barrier, though. It ain't over yet. Color Hex needs to get some damage done while he's still durable, because Punk is being accosted by everyone in the corner.
Fusions is back as well.
Huge boot. A bionic grenade's going to be used here on Fusions and Halo, but they're able to shrug it off for the most part. It's going to be a self-destruct from space, and OG finds Halo. Now he's going to be looking for the Echo. Tries to chase Color Hex down, but can't reach, and Myeonbong keeps the Echo alive. OG again sticky bombed. Jerry off the point. Finds the kill on Birdring. That could be the switch, but he can't touch in time. Jerry positioned.
Boston can take advantage of the space.
Dangerous for the Gladiator. Sombra has returned, and Nano Boost now for OG as he heads into the server room, and Color Hex just gets electrified. And now, this is exactly where you want to be as the Winston, Matt. OG controlling space very well. There will be Bob. On the sound of it, Jerry's going to get taken down by Big Goose awfully earlier on in that fight. And Mirror's focusing beam removes Halo. The Gladiators are stabilized here. And Matt, it really starts with OG getting nano boosted, going into close quarters with the Tesla cannon.
Oh yeah, I mean, he knew exactly where they were going, right into the server room. This punk, welcome to the Overwatch Gladiators to still win this fight. So COG just getting towards the high ground. That'll be the EMP, connects with both tanks. So you're going to lose both tanks here potentially for the Uprising.
Primal Rage was available for fusions, but he never had a chance to use it in the context that he would have liked. Still, Mirror is down. Punk recovers from being hacked and chases down the Echo. Halo behind the payload. Shield is up. Bob takes the brunt of the self-destruct damage, but the Boston Uprising are still fighting. OG down. Jerry gets rid of him with the Bob. Halo is in a mess right now. Of course, Color Hex copying the Brent. Two maces to the faces. That's just wrong. The amount of Inspire procs right now that are going off allows Boston Uprising to out-heal the damage output of the Gladiators. A chance to use that Primal Rage. Jerry's still safe. Bob, oh, that's clever placement as well. Look at that, Bob goes straight into the back corner of the Dynamite. Oh my. Yep, the Gladiators look a little bit singed right now, and Shaz gets chased into the corner by Punk. The honor is down, and the Gladiators, they are struggling. They'll send space to try and stall the cart for a little while, but it just won't be enough.
Yeah, really nice use of the Bob there from Jerry.
That next Primal Rage, and in he goes. Okay, Nano Boost on Color Hex, but he's put to sleep. Shaz cuts that sentence short, and it's an easy pick-off as Color Hex was down well and truly in enemy territory. OG gets plenty of value, and now Primal Rage late in the fight to further stagger and punish the Uprising. They're split apart. Myeongbong can't even get back in his spawn. Micro Rockets around the corner. Desperate defense matrix being employed by Punk to keep him up. It works, but the Uprising have 5 seconds left to make something happen, Matt.
Yeah, as they're trying to get back towards the cart, desperately, Punk is not going to make it. Neither does Halo, as that is where the progress will stop for the Boston Uprising. Good hold.
Server room and multiple off angles are trying to be set up here by the Gladiators now. They want to force a mistake from the Uprising.
You see how cautious he has to be because of Jerry up on the high ground as OG gets the nano boost, goes up to the high ground, and look at this. You're able to go right through. Actually, no, they saved the nano boost. Sorry, yeah. It looked like potentially they were going to use it, yeah.
Mirror, focusing beam, looking to make something happen on the cart. This is where the Uprising need to spring into action, but it's OG actually leaping forward. Punk down to the Primal Rage, and OG continuing to do some serious lifting for the Gladiators. Great zone control. There was no way the Uprising could move through that doorway to contest.
No, as soon as OG jumps up and gets that high ground for them, they're able to have Birdring come out of the server room and actually start to do stuff on the McCree. Like, you would potentially think of like playing like a Widowmaker here or something like that, right? But it's such an easy dive target with nothing really to help you out. No peel in terms of supports.
Oh my!
Oh, deleted!
Hello, Jerry! Well, bits of him anyway, ones that are left inside the shuttle phase, get sent flying, essentially.
Well,
nicely done, and that one kill pretty much ends the fight.
That fight started, and then it ended. That was extremely fast, as you see how...
Helps stave up a lot of incidental damage, but eventually Mirror has to commit. Taking out a duplicate, but not dead. I mean, the extra durability you get from another hero's health pool is insane with Echo. Birdring, though, pressure down hard. Fusion's doing a good OG impression, finding 2 kills alone with the Discord Orb help. And now Space will be desuited as well. Boston also look comfortable in a position where they can engage on the high ground with their Winston.
Yeah, Myeongbong uses his Transcendence. You have ultimates. Boston has nothing currently. They will probably get a duplicate out of this, but it's going to be close.
Now or never, Bobs go in. Fusion's got hit with the knock up there. I don't know how he managed to stay alive through that. That's astounding. Halo a little bit too far forward, and Birdring's able to find 2 kills with that Bob alone. The Uprising were clumped together, but that turned out to be their undoing. Jerry takes half of his health in damage, but is able to drop down, and Color Hex goes for a little bit of a supercharge here. Somehow Birdring is able to stand there for a long period of time and just work Punk down and hack on fusions. This is looking bad for the Uprising. Big bite grenade there from Shaz.
Yeah, what Boston was trying to do is if you can get set up around the Torb turret in the McCree, potentially, I mean, ideally up on like one of these high grounds, you can start to really make a dent.
Or not. That's a little bit of a bonus for Birdring. That's the EMP fusions. Yeah, he just disintegrated there. Not even, you can't even find him there with nuclear tracing. He's just gone. And that's it. That's all you want to do. Hit the front line with that EMP, Matt, and just get that shield out of the game.
Yep, you hit 3 players. As soon as Fusions loses his shield and he's standing there, he's taken out relatively instantly, because what happens is he takes all the damage from the tanks.
He pushes in though. It's a dead eye from Jerry. Oh man, he pushed up through the shield. That's nice. OG's down. The Gladiators now playing with 5, and yet those ultimates start to come out like an absolute torrent, and they're working. Mira's able to find a sticky bomb kill on Punk, and Shaz is setting the backline so comfortable, burning Fusions down and giving healing at the same time.
So I would agree with you that, like, in theory it's easier to get a bigger shatter with Fusion.
Beam to get Punk out of the mech, but he still has to be careful. Jerry is at large, and so is Color Hex. Good patience by the Gladiators. Brief disengage. Now they want to force Fusions on back. He'd already used his shatter, and a chunky biotic grenade from Shaz means that Jerry can't be healed and he can't be kept alive. Focusing beam on Fusions. He is forced to bear the brunt of it. And for Boston, reality bites.
And I love how
for the Gladiators, if they find the Sigma there. Oh, the D.Va, should I say. OG's pushed up. All right. Fusions. He can't stand his ground. Shaz, another biotic grenade. Makes it impossible for Boston to keep their main tank standing. What a blow, but great recovery. OG gets hit by the sticky bombs, and Punk, hello, gets the whole backline.
Yeah, Punk is able to stay alive through all of that, which is...
Forward now as he's duplicated to Reinhardt, but OG's being kept healed up. Again, Punk goes on the flank, finds an EPS on his own, and Color Hex breaks through on the Reinhardt. A shatter. Oh, he didn't quite get it. But Shaz is down thanks to that fire strike, and there's only a minute left for Los Angeles.
So the Gladiators do end up forcing a scenario, though, much like Gibraltar. The Boston holds on. Their defense has been... Boston has to come up so big here as the Bob will kick things off.
Bob in. OG given the nano boost now. Fusion's getting a taste of his own medicine, and the hammer swings look just like the Reaper's scythe there. The Gladiators get the job done again, once more. In the final moments of a round, nothing gets me more than that, I'll be honest with you. Fusion's going to make his way forward, though. Okay, it was actually Space who gets the nano boost here on Zaya. Must be charged up. What? A gravitic flux. That is beautiful. Connection there from Punk. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. He at least either killed or got assists with it. I can't believe he just did that to Shaz. Oh, come on, man. You can't do it to Shaz.
Grenades, got to keep Fusions up, though.
This is very Violent-esque, Matt. The Shock would like to do this a lot as well. Fusion's caught inside there. Okay, Molten Core. Mira tries to go aggressive and somehow field goals that entire Earth Shatter. He's able to get up into the air, though, and Fusions will try and chase him down with the Fire Strike. Shaz, again? Oh, God. Poor guy. He's recovered, though, and he has a nano boost, so he'll be able to help his teammates recover as well. Jerry! Oh, Jerry! Gets in and finds a quick double, and nothing better than the Reaper Copter with a nano boost. Easy fight win, and the Uprising will stand amongst the ruins. The smoke clears, and it's the blue and yellow taking the victory here on Lijiang Tower, round 1.
The only thing better...
And it's just easier to get behind Reinhardt's shield when the chokes are smaller. Shaz. Oh, man, Jerry. He's feeling himself now. A bit of momentum from that last round. And okay, fair to hammer. Feeling a bit flippant, bit of flamboyant. All right, Jerry.
It's a memento of Soman Su there. The fan.
Do it, copy OG. Oh, here he comes. Special delivery. Agent Reinhardt via Paratrooper. Tries to go for a shadow on the back line. Great shield from Space. Fantastic response. And another one. Oh, my. 2 shadows, 1 shield. Fantastic stuff for the Gladiators, living up to their logo, I suppose. Still, the shields are finally worn down, and so is the constitution of the Gladiators. Boston finally break through.
I feel so bad for Space at that fight. He blocks a shadow from color, allowing them to take some control here.
Birdring creates space, somehow finds Jerry, needle in a haystack, but Birdring is as sharp as they come. OG's trying to make his way around the backside. Charge? No. Okay, Fusions didn't drop at the time that he thought he would, but it doesn't matter. The Gladiators finally stay alive, and I mean, this can't be how this goes down. The Gladiators fight the whole series until he gets to control, and then what they just...
It'll be Boston who takes it from the Gladiators.
All right, Color Hex is going to be copying Sigma here. Accretion may be desired to slow OG down, but it may not even be needed. All the damage was there. Focus Fire was good, and Big Goose is brought down to the earth. Jerry misses his shots on Birdring, but Birdring lacks sort of anti-follow-up, and Shaz just got ruined by the first half of that gravitic flux based on how low he was. Mira, admirable indeed from Mira, but not enough, and the Uprising even it up. It will... Look at Jerry. Who is looking at Jerry? No one. Jerry's looking at everyone right now, just slanging shots in there and sitting back comfortably. So the Gladiators take ground. They take a decent amount of damage as a result, though, but they've got the Batiste with them. Myunbong goes low. Mira, he's gone.
So he had a Zarya bubble on him as well, but there's a lot that they have to deal with the Doomfist as Space comes in, though, with all that energy, though, off of the Doom. The rest of the Gladiators follow it up. Although it's not the Doomfist that gets the real pickoffs. And
I mean, if the Gladiators don't win around playing this kind of composition, then I don't know if they do at all today. I mean, this seems to be kind of right where they want to be, Matt. Jerry down to Birdring first, so it's a good start. Even with the Gravitic Flux in play, Punk was not able to stop the influx of Gladiators DPS players in that front line. And now they just want to cut the point ASAP here. Yeah, they're already at 50%, so they should be feeling all right.
Yep, you'll get about a 35% here for Boston.
But we're in overtime. Boston control the point, but play off at the start with. They value the high ground that highly. And Color Hex's turret is already down. That body grenade could have been nasty, but it didn't quite make it to its intended destination. Fusion's tried for a shatter there, but he's extremely out of position. Pump, though, doesn't care. He's getting the damage done in the background. Fusion's finally falls, but the damage, like I said, had already been inflicted. And Color Hex, with the cheekiest of plays, trying to do to Big Goose what he'd done all round.
No Ana, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see if Jerry can get a Bob off, which could be a little bit more impactful than some of the other times.
Yeah, exactly. Tough to mitigate that damage outside of Kinetic Grasp. And, oh, man, there'll be less healing available now. Poach gun for Jerry, trying to give himself a little bit of space, but Mirror is still able to catch him. That Bob pretty much forces the Gladiators away from the point, and the Uprising are able to retake.
Yeah, but how long can you hold on to this for? As Birdring gets a little bit low, Punk putting some damage down. With the Hyperspheres, as you see OG coming in, trying to dive, as Halo gets back in the action, gets a big sound barrier off.
Now that is gigantic. Halo on this map has been sick. Punk now is going to get the Gravitic Flux, but follow-up's not there, and there's no shields to protect the Uprising from the tactical visor of Birdring. And a Sombra here for Color Hex. Extra shutdown potential on the Wrecking Ball. And Fusions, look at this. Space, no chance of escape. I do love what we saw from Punk there, though. Pushing into that opening and making sure that the rest of the Gladiators couldn't help at all while Space was being focused.
And that's one of the major issues, I think, with the Gladiators comp is if you decide to do that, if you're Boston, let's now.
Time with Color Hex, but that may be all that they can get. Okay, nice job. Just in time, Fusions gets to the point. Adaptive Shield keeps him alive a little bit longer. Again, overtime, getting precariously close, but it has to be Halo. The issue for Boston, Matt, is it's just one by one. They need a lot more than that to get there, and there's no one to really bug or pester these backliners. But Jerry gets Mirror. Is this an opening?
And they had a few players weak, but it looks like the Gladiators are holding on here, as that'll be a Gravitic Flux coming in from Space. You see Shaz just trying to connect with Halo. So that'll be enough for the Gladiators to hold on, take the second point. It's burst down the barriers, but still, it's a rush comp, right? They're gonna rush you down with a Reaper, and then if you try and dive it, they have the Torbjorn turret and the setup there.
Yeah, Boston's set up, looking like they were just gonna sit on the low ground and wait for the Gladiators to come to them.
Around.
But then the Gladiators split up on the high ground. They leave a couple sort of vulnerable targets on their own, and Lucio's speed boost is kind of broken. It is just crazy how quickly he's not there, so credit to him for not committing. Now only has Primal Rage. Jerry, okay, he has to get away. So the Uprising now are lacking their damage dealers, and they are so split, completely separated. Mirror gets a 2-for-1 on the focusing beam, which is kind of gross.
Ooh.
And Jerry, he's going to get to the point, man. He's going to be low. Still, the Uprising have the numbers. Okay, that Molten Core did work, but Mirror, as soon as he gets a beam, he gets a kill.
And they ended up using the sound barrier there, did Boston. I'm not exactly sure why they wanted to fight
they could retake.
Use the sound barrier, but, I mean, do get
at that, no less. So, I guess Bob's a good way to try to open this fight up. Birdring lets it go, and he is sneaky on the point, but he can't help his team, Matt. And they're getting completely trounced.
I mean, they're just getting ran through while he's kind of on the point. I mean, he gets a one on.
Oh, okay.
Able to get Myungbong,
So,
but he's trying to use the coach gun to stay on the point. There he goes into the trade. This looks like Boston's going to be able to take this.
Unbelievable, Matt. The Gladiators try and go for it again, but they split Birdring off for the rest of their team and hope his Bob can change the game. But no, again, the floor is lava. Mirror has the touchdown for just a moment, and that's all it takes for him to get gobbled on up. He does find a couple kills, but now it's up to OG, and as soon as he pile drives down, he himself gets tombstoned. It'll have to be Birdring dropping onto the point. He disintegrates. Biotic Field does absolutely nothing. Shaz trying to benefit from the healing as well. Now it has to be Space to stand up, but he's in a 1v5, man. It's a sad scenario for the Los Angeles Gladiators. Over the top, Mirror tries, But once more, the Boston Uprising maintain their unbroken streak of victories against the Gladiators. And
Wow.
crucially,